Welcome back to DC, Decoding CyberSecurity, where we explore the fascinating and sometimes terrifying world of cybersecurity. I'm your host, Rakesh Naim, and in today's episode, we are going to break down the world of cyber threats and vulnerabilities, those invisible monsters lurking behind your screen waiting to strike. But before we get started, let's kick things off with a little trivia. Did you know that the largest ransomware payout ever recorded was in the year 2021? Here's the question. How much do you think that ransom was? Was it $10 million? Or option B, $40 million? Or C, $70 million? I'll reveal the answer at the end of the episode, so stick around to find out. Now let's dive into the world of cyber threats and how we can defend ourselves against them. Breaking down cyber threats, the invisible villains. So what exactly are cyber threats? In simple terms, cyber threats are any kind of malicious activity that seeks to damage, disrupt, or gain unauthorized access to computers, networks, or data. They can come in many forms, some sneaky, some aggressive, and they affect individuals, businesses, and even governments. Let's break down some of the most common cyber threats out there. And don't worry, I'll sprinkle in a little humor because hey, if you're going to face scary cyber monsters, we might as well laugh while we do it, right? Phishing, the too good to be true bait. First up, we've got phishing. Now, phishing is the con artist of the cyber world. It tries to trick you into giving up your personal information like passwords or credit card numbers by pretending to be someone you trust, like your bank or colleague or even Netflix. Here's a real-life example. Back in 2020, hackers launched a phishing attack pretending to be WHO, World Health Organization, during the pandemic, tricking people into giving up sensitive information. Because, why not make a global pandemic even worse? Tip: if an email says you've won $1 million and all you need to do is click here, don't click. Instead, hover over the link and check if it looks fishy. Pun intended. Ransomware. Pay up or lose it all. Next, let's talk about ransomware, the cyber equivalent of a hostage situation. Here's how it works. A hacker locks up all your files and demands a ransom for their release. If you don't pay up, say goodbye to your files. It's like being locked out of your own house and the only keys held hostage for a price. Real world example? Colonial Pipeline, one of the largest fuel pipeline operators in the US, was hit by ransomware in 2021. It led to fuel shortages and a $4.4 million ransom payment. It was a national crisis, kind of like when you realize your phone charger broke and your battery is at 2%. Tip: always back up your data. That way, even if ransomware hits, you won't need to pay the ransom. You can just restore your files from the backup. Oh, and please don't open suspicious email attachments. They are like ticking time bombs waiting to unleash ransomware. Man-in-the-middle attacks, the cyber eavesdropper. Now we've got the man-in-the-middle attack. Think of this as the digital version of eavesdropping. Imagine you're sending a message to a friend, but a sneaky cybercriminal intercepts it in transit and alters it, or even worse, steals it. One famous case involved Equifax. Yep, the credit reporting agency. Back in 2017, they suffered a massive data breach that exposed the personal data of 147 million people. Yes, 147 million people personal data. talk about a bad day at the office, right? Tip: to protect yourself, use a VPN whenever you are on public Wi-Fi. A VPN encrypts your traffic so no one can listen in. It's like whispering secrets inside a secure vault. DDoS, the cyber traffic jam. Ever been stuck in a traffic jam where everyone's honking and no one's moving? That's what happens in a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS. Hackers flood a website or service with so much traffic that it becomes overwhelmed and crashes. A notorious example is the 2016 DDoS attack on Dyn, a company that manages internet traffic. The attack took down major sites like Twitter, Netflix, and Spotify. Millions of people couldn't binge watch their favorite shows, which was a national emergency in its own right. Tip: for businesses, the best defense is setting up DDoS protection services that monitor and limit malicious traffic. For individuals, well, if Netflix is down because of a DDoS attack, maybe it's time to take a walk or read a book. Vulnerabilities, the open doors for cybercriminals. Now that we have covered the threats, let's talk about the weaknesses that allow these attacks to happen. Vulnerabilities. A vulnerability is like leaving your front door unlocked. Hackers see it and think, oh look, easy access. Some common vulnerabilities include outdated software. When you don't update your apps or operating systems, you leave them open to attack. Hackers love old software because it's full of holes they can exploit. Weak passwords, using 123456 or password might as well be a welcome sign for hackers. Unsecured networks. Connecting to public Wi-Fi without protection is like shouting your passwords across a crowded room. Real-world damage. In 2017, the WannaCry ransomware attack exploited a vulnerability in outdated Windows system. The attack affected over 200,000 computers in 150 countries, hitting hospitals, banks, and businesses. Total damages? An estimated $4 billion, all because of one vulnerability that could have been patched with a simple update. Tip: regularly update your devices and software and use strong, unique passwords for each account. Password managers can help generate and store those passwords for you. How to defend yourself. Practical tips for staying safe. So, how can we defend ourselves against these threats? Well, the good news is you don't need to be a cybersecurity expert to stay safe. Here are some practical tips. Keep everything updated. I know it's annoying to get those software update notifications, but trust me, they are there for a reason. Outdated software is an easy target for hackers. Use strong, unique passwords. And I don't mean password 123. Use a password manager to generate and store complex passwords. Third, enable two-factor authentication. This is like adding an extra lock to your door. Even if someone gets your password, they can't get in without the second factor. Fourth, back up your data. Regularly back up your important files, either to the cloud or to an external hard drive. That way, if ransomware strikes, you won't be left scrambling to pay a ransom. Finally, be skeptical. If you get an email, message, or link that seems too good to be true, it probably is. Think before you click. By following these steps, you'll make yourself a much harder target for cybercriminals. And that's what we want, right? Wrapping up. Trivia answer and final thoughts. Before we wrap up, Let's revisit the trivia question. I asked, what was the largest ransomware payout ever recorded? Was it $10 million, option B $40 million, or option C $70 million? If you guessed C $70 million, you're right. In 2021, Kaseya, a US IT company, was hit by a massive ransomware attack by the Revil Group, and the attackers demanded a whopping $70 million to unlock the data. So there you have it. Cyber threats are real, and the damage they can cause is staggering. But by understanding these threats and following best practices, you can protect yourself and your data. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of DC Decoding Cybersecurity. Next week, we'll be exploring the role of incident response teams and what happens when a cyber attack hits an organization. Be sure to subscribe and share this episode with anyone who could use a little more cyber knowledge in their lives. Until next time, stay alert, stay updated, and stay secure. Thank you. Bye-bye.